What just happened? Like, literally, what just happened as the Knicks go on to just manhandle the Boston Celtics, and they won 105-75 in Boston. Yes, there was no fans, and yes, you could say a guy like Jason Tatum was out due to COVID, but the Knicks played an amazing basketball game on both ends of the floor. Like, if it was timely buckets, playing really hard on defense, crashing the glass, just like we wanted this game more than them. We were playing with so much physicality and hustle. We were killing them on the glass. And I got to give credit to everyone in this basketball game. Everyone contributed in their own way. And if you're one of those guys like the Knicks won, but guys like Peyton played well that may not even be here next year, no, or next season. The young guys played a good brand of basketball. If it's Quickly, if it's Obi, if it's RJ Barrett, who I've been very critical of because people are like, RJ Barrett, great game, where's the RJ haters at? But I needed consistency, and he's been good the last 3 games, and I love to see it. He was hitting his threes. He was letting the game come to him, just like the game up against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he was smart with the basketball. And everyone was utilized beautifully in this game. Obi, cutting to the basket. He was even hitting threes from the outside. The big take on him out of college was he doesn't play defense, and he even held his own defensively. And they don't have a big-time center, so we were killing them in the paint. Even though Knox only had 3 points, he did kind of have a timely bucket. You could say we're up by a lot. But if you're a true Knicks fan, you know the game is never over. And even when we were like up 18, they're starting to like crawl back into it a little bit due to their standards because we were up so much at one point in this game. We're controlling this whole game. Thibodeau was not satisfied, and you just love that by Tom Thibodeau. But Quickly was amazing. Quickly using that floater. He had like 3 or 4 floaters in this game. I believe he had 8 assists as well. Like doing a good job of getting the defense to collapse and kick it out. He even hit a like 3 from the outside. Quickly had an amazing game on both ends of the floor. Scoring the basketball, playing defense. I thought Quickly was fantastic. And yes, you could leave down below if you think Quickly should start or not. I know everyone's going to say he should start. But I think Thibodeau's mindset with this whole situation is Peyton is starting, but he's not getting starting minutes. Quickly is the one getting starting minutes. He's contributing to this team. The reason I think Quickly should start is because we have to look towards the future. Can we see if Quickly is going to be our point guard of the future? It's way too early to think that, and some people may not think that high of Emmanuel Quickly, but we have to see if this team starts off completely different when you have guys that could stretch the floor of an Emmanuel Quickly or even a Knox thrown in there. I don't think like Knox has shown enough consistency on defense every single play to say he should start, but if you're looking towards the future, I understand it. But Reggie Bullock, I thought he shot the 3 pretty well in this game, and he played solid defense, and he hustled in this game. You could bring up last game how he made a beautiful steal, and then he made like a middle school, not textbook, great fundamental pass, not a good pass to Mitchell Robinson. You could say Mitchell Robinson was not aware, but Bullock had to do a better job slowing it down after that big steal and just like getting it out of transition and slowing it down. But Knox had his 3 in the corner. If you didn't know, he leads the NBA in 3-point percentage from the corner. I believe Justin Holiday is in that department as well. But Mitchell Robinson, he had an injury, but he looked better in the second half, which was great. I was really concerned because we were still playing him. So I guess it's one of those injuries that like he's not gonna make it worse. It was like hard to tell if it was his hip or like his arm or his like ankle, because we know he's had ankle injuries in the past. We know he had an ankle injury this season, his rookie year, his second year in the league. And then there was one play that he was hustling, he had a great block shot, and then he fell on his leg or fell on his arm, and it was just absolutely disgusting. But this Celtics team plays so sloppy. It seemed like they turned over the ball every single second. They couldn't make open shots. Kemba Walker came back in this game, but he looked rusty out there. He had like 2 or 3 turnovers in the first 3 minutes. Like, those tough shots he usually makes, that they were not falling. Jaylen Brown killed us in the first quarter. But this Knicks team played so hard with so much grit, tenacity on defense. They weren't giving up. Like Obi Toppin, he was hitting some threes. Like his first bucket, I loved how we utilized him and near the basket. I don't like how he handles the ball so much. I don't think his handle is tight enough to be handling it on the outside. I get it in transition if you want him to push it and make the right pass. He's a guy that's going to make the right pass. You see plays sometimes he's not aware, but he hit some timely threes. Like he had a good game, Obi Toppin. He even crashed the glass. I just love the tenacity he plays with, and people just assume that Toppin needs to start because he's our 8th overall pick. I actually think it would be the perfect role if we stick with Randall the way he's been contributing this year. Randall, another great game. He was our leading scorer with 20 points as everyone contributed in this basketball game. You could say Rivers wasn't the greatest offensively, but he held his own defensively. Toppin could be a guy, if you take a look at the history of the 8th overall pick, he could bring very nice energy. And I'm a guy that's really critical of RJ Barrett, like I've said before, but he played a good basketball game. RJ did play a good game in my opinion. He was making his free throws, continuing to make his free throws, hit some threes from the outside. He let the game come to him, and that's what you absolutely love to see. But quickly, you just see the brand new element of basketball he brings when he was in the game. If it's off the pick and rolls, throwing alley-oop to Mitchell Robinson, getting the defensive collapse and kicking it out, making threes, using that floater. He just has such a nice soft touch. Like, he's not the most athletically gifted, but he's such a smart player of initiating contact. But Mitchell Robinson, I thought he had a solid game of rolling to the basket, setting good screens. Julius Randle, we know how he does. Like, he made some nice passes. Sometimes you see him jump on passes, but I thought he had a good game. Everyone contributed to this basketball team. Reggie Bullock even brought his own flair to this game. RJ Barrett, I thought, played well. Elfrid Payton, people hate on Elfrid Payton a lot, and Quickly should be the starter in my opinion. We got to see how Quickly is as our starter. I really wonder, I asked this question again, like, how do we start off basketball games if we have Quickly at the point guard position? Less zone will be run. But that team, we just played to the Boston Celtics. They're 8-3. They had no Tatum, but they have veteran presence of Jeff Teague. They have a guy of Tice who's really solid. He's not going to be he's not fantastic or good, but he's a solid basketball player that holds his own defensively. But that team did not look great whatsoever on both ends of the floor. Just an absolute blowout. And Dennis Smith Jr. even got action. That's how you know we're winning by a lot. And I was saying this is a team that they're going to grind out wins. I don't see any blowouts, but we got our very first blowout of the season, and it was unexpected up against the Boston Celtics. But I'm very proud of how this team played. They played with so much tenacity. They played with so much heart. And Thibodeau has to be very proud of this team. Like, Nerlens Noel even held his own defensively once again, like against the Cavs. He played some good defense down the stretch. I'm just very proud of this team, the way they fought tonight, as we do advance to get our 6th win of the season. I believe we are 6-8 now. So just like props to the New York Knicks for playing hard the entire game, not taking their foot off the gas, and just Obi played well. Obi, RJ, Quickly, Knox had 3 points. Like I said, he leads the NBA in 3-point percentage from the corner. That's really been his shot from the corner. His touch looks very nice from there, and I think really like working with lethal shooters definitely been helping him out. But you see the frustration of Brad Stevens. Even saw the frustration of Tom Thibodeau when we're up like 21 points. And he was like, you know what? No, I see something I don't like. And just like, Knicks fans, you should be happy about this win because the young guys played well. The veterans did as well. And I'm just so pleased about this win. I'm like really shocked. And this just made me very happy. And I appreciate you guys' support a lot. You guys are absolutely amazing. Shot well from 3 as well. We shot over 40%. Just unbelievable. Everything went our way. We're hitting shots. In the first quarter, we weren't hitting open shots. I was like, here we go again. We're not going to keep this up. Yes, we were up at halftime by a lot, but we were not shooting a high clip from the field. I was like, we better hit some big shots in this third quarter. And we came out on fire in the third quarter because I was like, eventually they're going to start hitting their shots. But they did not the entire game. And they put in guys like Aaron Naismith. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys' support. I really do appreciate you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. Knicks fans, we got this. I think we're moving in the right direction. I think New York sports in general are. If you're a Jets fan, if you're a Giants fan, Mets fan, Yankees fan, we'll see what happens in New York sports. Let's go Knicks, baby.